Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Bi-Weekly Who Would Win. And this week's Bi-Weekly Who Would Win comes to us from Carlos Blanco, who suggested I do Lucario versus Ryu. Now, they're both fighters, and they both can do energy aura attacks, so sure. It's one that I really didn't have to write anything down for, so it makes it easier for me to do it for the bi-weekly one instead of writing out an actual scenario. With Lucario's generally stand at 3 foot 11 inches, just under 4 feet, and weigh roughly 119 pounds. Being a fighting steel type, they are durable and extremely fast. They're capable of sensing aura, manipulating aura, so forth and so on. Lucario can know Aura Sphere, Quick Attack, Laser Focus, Detect, Metal Claw, Counter, Feint, Power Up Punch, Swords Dance, Metal Sound, Bone Rush, Quick Guard, Me First, Work Up, Calm Mind, Heal Pulse, Close Combat, Dragon Pulse, and Extreme Speed. And any number of TMs that we will not be going over. Now, for this fight, we'll look at two versions. One, a base form Lucario, and two, Mega Lucario. Now, obviously, most Mega Pokemon can't do their thing without a trainer. A few rare exceptions are Rayquaza and Mewtwo can Mega Evolve without a trainer. Generally speaking, they need a trainer to bond, stuff like that. But let's hypothetically say we meet a Lucario that can Mega Evolve on its own. Because there's no way a trainer's going to be like, I challenge you, I'm going to catch you, Ryu. It's a Ryu, and it talks, and it looks like a human, but it's a Pokemon. I know it's a Pokemon. Yeah, no. So, yeah. Knowing the stats of the Mega Evolution versus the base form evolution, the Mega Evolution, he doesn't get any. He does not gain anything. A Lucario does not gain anything in its special defense or HP when it Mega Evolves. However, its speed goes up by almost 25%, if not a little over, from going from 90 to 112. Its attack goes from 110 to 145. Its special attack 115 to 140, and its defense from 70 to 88. So it's a speedy powerhouse, is what Lucario turns into. Going up against Ryu, Ryu is the wandering fighter who enjoys testing himself, pushing his limits. He's kind of like the Street Fighter's Goku, if you really look at it. Still a good guy, but he's looking for his own. He's looking to challenge and push himself beyond that and fight strong opponents. He's a man of few words, but he's a good guy. He's fast enough to catch a bullet and outpace bullets near point blank range. He's capable of taking down thugs, going toe-to-toe with individuals like Bison and Akuma, though people like them are still a little too strong for him normally to take down. He's strong. He can use attacks like the Diarrhea Joe Kick, or as we know, the Hurricane Kick, the Shuoyoken, the infamous spam attack, upper hook or uppercut. Standard kicks and punches he's very good at. The Hadoken, which is that energy blast, and then the charged up version of the Hadoken. He's actually capable of using the Atsuginahara, which is, I might have mispronounced that. Basically, Raging Demon, I believe it's called, where he basically goes evil, more or less, and can annihilate someone's soul. But if he's able to resist that temptation, resist that power, he can basically achieve the power of nothingness. Basically stronger than that, he's capable of enhanced physical abilities, all that, and literally capable of destroying things like a skyscraper or a building or sides of mountains with his aura. So, how does this fight break down? Well, no matter how you splice it, it's going to break down that our adventurer Ryu finds himself in unknown territory, not knowing he's been transported to a world of fantastic creatures called Pokemon. During his journey, he finds this strange creature, only coming up roughly to his... I forgot to check Ryu's height in that when I did the research. I think Ryu is roughly in the 5'10" area, I think, which would still mean that 5'10", Lucario, let's say this is where his head is. Lucario is still down here. He comes across a strange creature. And the battle begins. Now, if we were to look at Ryu from a Pokemon standpoint, Ryu would probably be a fighting type. I don't think he'd have any other type. He'd just be a standard fighting type. Unless he's going into Yatsuinohara, in which case he'd be a fighting dark type. Or if he's going to nothing, which otherwise I think he'd become a fighting fairy type. I would guess on that. I am not gonna. Don't hold me to that. I'm just speculating. The Atsui Nihara one, I think a lot of people would actually agree he kind of would be a dark type at that point. But otherwise, it's speculative. But we're not really going typing on this. We're going, pure physical power. And really, and then the fight breaks down. Now, Lucario, I'd actually think, has definitely got more speed on Ryo, even in normal base form. Ryo's fast, and in terms of pure movement, I do think he's fast enough to keep up with Lucario and outmaneuver Lucario in like close range. But I think Lucario does have just standard movement speed, if that makes travel speed, I guess is a better way to put it. He's faster in his travel speed than he is his actual reflexes. Ryo can catch bullets, for God's sake, or avoid bullets at point blank range. But in terms of actual traveling speed, like using quick attack and extreme speed, he outmaneuvers Ryo in that point. That they're going to be going back and forth just in pure fists. Lucario does know techniques, like power up punch. Maybe they're going to land a couple power up punches. They're going to get stronger. Ryo's going to actually notice this. Then Lucario then tries blasting an Aura Sphere. Counters with his Hadoken. Hadoken versus Aura Sphere. I'd say that an Aura Sphere, a standard Aura Sphere versus a standard Hadoken, standard mind, just the standard energy blast, the super one, the Hadoken loses in that. The Hadoken's a nice little energy attack, but it's not. I don't think it actually matches up to an actual Aura Sphere attack. So they're gonna clash, but the Hadoken's gonna get overwhelmed. Ryu's going to maybe try to get out of the way. He succeeds, but Lucario comes again, then immediately goes into close combat, just all those fists like you see in the game. But like they actually, I liked how it was actually depicted in the Gen. It was introduced Gen 4, where just these major fists you see hitting the opponent. So just Ryu just goes, but he flips back up. He's like ready to go again. This time he comes in just. Lucario is a little worn out because his defense is lower because of that, but he's able to avoid using Detect. Comes in again for Metal Claw. Comes in for a Metal Claw, but, Ryo is able to counter it. Shoryuken! Boom! Lands right on the Lucario's chin. Lucario's just, Lucario! But Lucario comes back down again. Now he's ready to use his Dragon Pulse. Just Dragon Pulse. This time Ryo's got a good Hadoken going. Super Hadoken. And then just blast a Dragon Pulse and Hadoken clash. And in that scenario, I see the Hadoken, when you see Ryo really using his Hadoken to full potential, I see that countering act either Aura Sphere or a Dragon Pulse. The Dragon Pulse is actually stronger, I believe. 1 second. Is it stronger? I believe it is. No, actually, they're actually the same. Oh, no. Dragon Pulse is stronger by 5. And the Aura Sphere theoretically never misses, mind you. No, obviously that's within the confines of the game. In the context of the actual universe, world, all that stuff, it's a slightly different scenario. But those attacks clash, and and again they clash, but I do believe the Hadoken wins out. Lucario gets thrown back. Now Lucario at this point is definitely starting to feel the pain, but he uses Heal Pulse while he's down, heals himself up, uses Calm Mind, because he can sense Ryu's aura. Ryu can also sense his opponent's not down because Ryu's a very capable fighter. So after Lucario's kind of recovered a bit for this, he uses Metal Sound from a distance, just Ryu's just like, oh, what is that sound? All of a sudden, Lucario comes out again with extreme speed, just nails right into freaking Ryo. Ryo goes tumbling. And then he comes in with power up punch, but Ryo counters, boom. Then the punches go back, boom, boom, boom. They're going blow for blow, punch for punch. Now, even with the Heal Pulse, even with the damage that Ryo's taken, the question's really going to be who can dish out more damage and who can take the more damage. The correct answer in this goes back to what I actually said a little earlier about typing. Ryo's not a Pokemon. Ryo doesn't have a typing. But when you actually think of the attacks that are being used on them, they would be classified as fighting type attacks. You know, they're physical attacks, things along those lines, and they do match that. They do match that type. Lucario is a fighting type, but he is also a steel type. And I'm using he, I know I am. It's also a steel type, which are weak to fighting attacks. And Rio is no slouch in terms of his physical strength and power. So Lucario is going to be taking more damage than he's going to be able to dish out to Rio. Basically, Rio is, I think, going to wear down Lucario more than Lucario is going to wear down Rio. So it's going to get to the point where they're both going to be huffing a bit, but going to be Lucario, you and Lucario. And now Lucario's just like, Lucario knows that even he can't use a heal pulse while he's looking at this guy, or while this guy's at him. So, I mean, he can even try to counter it, but it may not work. So it's going to be just come down to, one last fight. They're gonna. I don't see. Here's the thing. In a fight between base form Lucario, I don't see Rio going into either the Atsui Hara or his nothing form, I guess we'll call it. His advanced form, his holy form, whatever you want to call it. I don't see him against that because, honestly, I don't see him even in a mega fight. Yeah, because I'll be honest right now. If that were the case, if he did go into those forms in the fight, he would beat either Mega or base form Lucario. I think that's just there's too much power and too much devastation in those forms that there's nothing Lucario can really do. The Atsui Hara actually literally destroys your soul, so Lucario has nothing to counter that. But I don't see Rio actually going into those forms. Maybe the nothing one if he's able to just reach a calm state of mind. So we will throw that one in, but I don't really see a scenario where the Atsui Hara, even his evil form, comes out. So the fight would continue, or to go down to the last wire, and it's going to basically just be they kind of just have a silent warriors nudge, and Lucario would charge up one final Aura Sphere, all the power he has. Rio's charging up his last Aura Sphere, all the power he has. It's like, Hadouken! Lucario! Boo, like a Kamehameha blast struggle, like Cell versus Gohan. There just goes like, Rio is like, But I can see Lucario maybe trying to use a calm mind, just calm mind, and then maybe raises attack and starting to push back Rio. Then Rio's just like, no, focus, calm myself. And then reaches the form of nothing, and then then the blast eventually just blows Lucario away. Does not kill him, mind you, because he is durable enough, I think, to survive it. But it just blows him away. You see him crash through trees, and you see like, Lucario, and then you see the whirly eyes. Woo, 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 woo. So then you see Rio's like, you are a worthy opponent. It's like, and all that, and then walks away. So. Majority fight in base form Lucario. I see Ryu coming out the victor, the majority, which I think would be about 80% of the time. I think there's because of moves like counter, bone rush, quick guard, things along those lines. I see there a very possible scenario where Lucario could manage a win. But I think Rio's just got a more overall power than Lucario does. Now, if you factor in Mega, that's you could argue that he could pretty much, I think, blitz Rio at that point. That being said, if he's blitzing him, I think there's a possibility maybe the Atsui Hara takes effect, and if that happens, if he basically he'd have to be able to hit Lucario. And the power rating off him would probably throw Lucario off, and if that's the case, he could possibly get a get an opening. But I don't see an actual scenario where the Atsui Hara actually comes into play. That being said, again, I can see Ryu reaching that calm state of mind, reaching that nothing form, and then beating Mega Lucario. Because again, I think even in terms of Mega form, or Mega Evolution, Ryu just has too much actual overall power as opposed compared to Lucario, even in Mega form. That being said, it does close the distance a bit. So if I say 80 to 20 in favor of Ryu for base form, I would maybe go 65-35 in favor of Ryu. I think he still beats Lucario majority of the time in both forms, but I think it is a bit more. Lucario definitely can maybe has a better chance of like speed blitzing Ryu in Mega form. But anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on that fight. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. If you have any for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, any video I do on the channel, put in the comments below. Let me know. I will do a review of it or video at some point. I like to make you guys feel like you're part of the channel. Magic will be tomorrow again. Anything else that maybe pops up online, like I know for a fact we're getting the Star Wars trailer, I believe on Friday, the first teaser. We might get something for Good Morning America, like a brief snippet, but yeah, because the Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill are on. Who would win will be on Wednesday. I know which one I'm doing for that. I'm gonna keep that one a surprise for right now because I got to write that one out. And then we have Superhero on Thursday. We have Fate of Furious Thursday, plus Box Office Sunday. Sunday's Easter. Got the day off. And anything else I happen to throw up, plus vlogs, all that stuff. So I got plenty to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and have a good night.